This is checkpoint quiz from section 11.8. Problem number 1. Given vector u is equal to -2, 7, and vector v is equal 3i minus 5j. Part A. Find the sum u plus v. Well, the first thing would be to write them in compatible form, either component form or using the standard basis I and j. We could write v in component form would be 3, -5. So then u plus v, remember we add vectors component-wise, so -2 plus 3, 7 plus a -5, and that simplifies to u plus v is 1, 2. Part B, find 3u minus 5v. Well, this is a linear combination. The first thing would be to look at the scalar multiplication 3 times u. Well, we multiply each component by 3, and we get -2 times 3, 7 times 3. 3u is -6, 21. Likewise, 5v, 3 times 5, -5 times 5. 5v is 15, -25. Therefore, 3u minus 5v is going to be -6 minus 15, 21 minus a minus 25. And simplifying, we get 3u minus 5v is -21, 4. Part C, find the magnitude of u plus the magnitude of v. Recall that the magnitude of a vector is the square root of the sum of the squares of the components. We're going to have -2 squared plus 7 squared. And that's all underneath the square root symbol. Simplifying, we have the magnitude of u is equal to the square root of 4 plus 49, and that can simplify as the square root of 53. Similarly, the magnitude of v is the square root of 3 square plus -5 square. And simplifying that, the magnitude of v is the square root of 9 plus 25, and 9 plus 25 makes 34. So the magnitude of v is the square root of 34. The magnitude of u plus the magnitude of v is equal to the square root of 53 plus the square root of 34. And those are not like terms, so you won't be able to combine them unless you compute them as a decimal. And if you compute that as a decimal, that's approximately 13.11. Part D. We want to find the magnitude of u times the vector v. We're taking a scalar times a vector. The answer will be a vector. The magnitude of u is the square root of 53 multiplied by the vector 3, -5. And computing that scalar product, we get the magnitude of u times v is 3 times the square root of 53, -5. Times the square root of 53. And in part E, we want to find the vector u divided by the magnitude of u. And this happens to be a unit vector. Now remember, a unit vector will have length equal to 1. The magnitude of u is the square root of 53. Take 1 over the square root of 53 and multiply that by the vector u, -2, 7. And computing that scalar product, we have u divided by the magnitude of u is equal to -2 divided by the square root of 53, 7 divided by the square root of 53. And if you want to rationalize the denominator, we can write that as -2 square root of 53 over 53, 7 square root of 53 over 53 unit vector.